Hello friends, you are welcome to my YouTube channel Literature Simply. Simple way to learn literature and language. My name is Datta Samant and the channel is dedicated to create content on English literature and language, and it will provide you a very easy methods and techniques of learning language and literature. So friends, like, share and subscribe the channel for coming videos. Friends, this tutorial is an introduction to Amitav Ghosh on receiving 54th Jnanpith Award. Recently, December 2018, Bharatiya Jnanpith announced its Jnanpith Award and honored Amitav Ghosh, one of the famous contemporary Indian writers. Jnanpith Award is most prestigious and highest literary award to be conferred on a writer or poet in India. Till now, there are 58 writers who received this prestigious award, and some of them are Bhalchandra Nemade 2014, Krishna Sopti received in 2017, Raghuveer Chaudhary received in 2016, Rauri Bhardwaja received in 2012, to name a few. So these are a few writers who received Bharatiya Jnanpith. Ghosh received this award for his outstanding contribution towards literature. So here Bharatiya Jnanpith has made a statement regarding giving this Jnanpith award to Amitav Ghosh. The statement said, Amitav Ghosh is a path-breaking novelist. In his novels, Ghosh trades through historical settings to the modern era and waves a space where the past connects with the present in relevant ways. Further, the statement said, his fiction is endowed with extraordinary depth and substance through his academic training as a historian and a social anthropologist. So here in this statement, Amitav Ghosh has presented in a form of summary. His writings includes many things. For example, he used historical settings and he connected the modern era and the past. So his fiction is endowed with extraordinary depth and he has some substance through his academic training as a historian and a social anthropologist. So this has been said in the statement released by Bharatiya Jnanpith. In response to this statement or to this award, Ghosh has shared a tweet to his fans saying, honored and humbled, and this is an amazing day for me. I never thought I would find myself on this list with some of the writers I most admire. So he is overwhelmed with this award and he said it in a statement on Twitter. So let's move to the biography of Amitav Ghosh. Amitav Ghosh, born in Calcutta, now known as Kolkata, in 1956, 11th July, in a well-doing family. Now he is aged 62 and he studied at Dehradun, Delhi, Oxford and Alexandria. He lives in New York but spent his life years in India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and Iran. He started his active career as a teacher and taught in many universities like University of Delhi, the American University in Cairo, Columbia University in New York City, Harvard University in Queens College of the City, the University of New York. Before that, he did PhD in University of Oxford in 1982 in social anthropology. He became full-time author from 2004 and spent his time between USA and India. Now this is all about Jnanpith and Amitav Ghosh's biography. Now let's move to his novels, which novels he composed and how these novels are famous, and let's know something about the novels. So here we have the very first novel, that is The Circle of Reason, which is written in 1986. It is his first novel. So it is a picaresque novel whose protagonist, called Alu, is being accused of a terrorist who flees from one place to another, India through ocean to Al Jazeera to North Africa. It is a post-colonial, post-modern novel filled with intricacies of life, plots, subplots, different themes, characters, etc. Now here we have his second novel, The Shadow Lines, written in 1988. It received Sahitya Academy Award. The novel has two sections, Going Away and Coming Home. It is the story of a boy of Calcutta who goes to Delhi and then to London. It depicts a love story between characters. An unnamed narrator loves Ela but she marries Nick. Tridib is in love with May. Nick allegedly found in another affair with someone else. The story of the novel touches upon various themes like youth, maturity, memory, storytelling, love, reality, sexual desire, identity, freedom, violence, politics, unrest, etc. The third novel is The Calcutta Chromosome, written in 1995. This novel received the Arthur C. Clarke Award in 1997. It is a scientific fiction or thriller inspired from the research on malaria. It stresses the research activities on malaria with a complex plot and time shifting. Silence is a major theme in the novel, along other themes like obsession, future, hope, scientific ideals, etc. Here we have his fourth novel, The Glass Palace, written in 2000. The novel is divided into 7 parts like Mandale, Ratnagiri, The Money Tree, The Wedding, Morningside, The Front, and the last one is Glass Palace. It combines varied themes of colonialism, destruction, violence, war, heartbreak, personal hatred, greed, political and social issues, etc. The novel has flood of characters from Burma, Myanmar, Malaya and India. Next novel is The Hungry Tide, written in 2004. The novel uses different locations as Ghosh's all novels do. It's a story of Piali Roy and Kanai Dutt. The former is a biology researcher who came from America to conduct a research on native species of dolphins and later a businessman. It renders the topics of environmental problems, corruption, bureaucracy, responsibility, etc. How government system is uninterested in new research or how they create hurdles into the way of useful work for society is highlighted in this novel. The next novel is Sea of Poppies, written in 2008. It is shortlisted for the Man Booker Prize in the same year. It is the first novel in the series of the Ibis trilogy. One of the famous novels of Ghosh has many stories of many characters, starting from a woman called Diti, who is not satisfied in her marriage life, becomes a widow. Then we have Zacheri, an American sailor story. Then we have Nob Kisin Babu, Neil Haldar, etc. All these stories are combined in single narrative of opium trade story and other themes such as treatment to women, social ethos in India, social and economic issues, caste and racial issues, interconnectivity, power, globalization, so on and so forth. The seventh novel is River of Smoke, written in 2000. It is second in the Ibis trilogy, which includes characters from last part and leads the story of opium trade from India to China. It clearly depicts the places in China like Canton, its social atmosphere and customs, how Chinese population has become opium addict, creating serious problems in society, and how Chinese government was trying to stop the opium trade. Also, these are one of the severe conflicts presented in the story. The narrative reveals life of its characters who were sailing on Ibis, which caught in a raging storm. They escapes from the Ibis and reaching to Canton. These characters are Diti, Kalua, Bahram Modi, Chimei, Afat, Neil and others. The last novel is Flood of Fire, written in 2015. It is the final part of in the Ibis trilogy. Continues the storyline of past two books, The Opium Trade and Life Around It. Kesari Singh discovers that his sister Diti has escaped from the procession of Sati and fled the homeland with a laborer. He joins the British Army as a sepoy. It continues to be a war story and portrays life of subaltern people from India and China. How British used Indian soldiers in opium trade and war is one of the vivid narratives of the story. This is a more dramatic story than earlier books. His novels have been translated into more than 30 prominent languages in India and abroad. And from this we can guess how Amitav Ghosh is famous not only in India but abroad. So he has composed some of the non-fiction works. Here we have listed these works. Number one is In an Antique Land, written in 1992. Second one is Dancing in Cambodia and at Large in Burma, 1998. Number 3, Countdown, 1999. Number 4, Incendiary Circumstances, 2006. Number 5, The Great Derangement, Climate Change and the Unthinkable, 2016. So here we have listed his famous novels and some of the non-fiction works. Now let's move to the salient features or qualities of his writings. So here we have very first feature or quality, that is historical narrative is vivid, which combines the history and contemporary facts and fiction. The second feature is displacement and diaspora, where the journey of the life of characters are depicted from one place to another. They travel and migrate. The third feature is complex plots and subplots involving too many characters, events and scenes. The fourth feature is setting happens at many locations. Shift of place from one country to another is common in his novels. Number 5, interconnection between geographical and social boundaries, different locations and societies. Number 6, the language is lucid and arresting with history and contemporary diction. Number 7, skillful amalgamation of fiction and facts, creating real picture of the life of characters. Number 8, Ghosh provides detailed view of people and their life around various places from village to oceans and abroad cities. Number 9, a variety of themes can be discovered in his writing. Some prominent are history, diaspora, displacement or migration, war, violence and its consequences, love, lust, hatred, interfusion of people of distinct races, caste or religion, and globalization and its effects. And the last feature of his novels is titles of the novels are catchy, symbolic. For example, River of Smoke, Flood of Fire, The Hungry Tide, etc. Many of which are directly related to water and life on and around water. So, for his writings, Amitav Ghosh has received many honors and awards. Let's see some of the honors and awards. Number 1, he received recently in 2018 Utah Award in the Environmental Humanities. In 2014, he received honorary doctorate University of Puget Sound. In 2012, he received Myanmar National Literature Award. In 2012, again Tagore Literature Award by Sahitya Academy to his novel Sea of Poppies. In 2011, Blue Metropolis International Literary Grand Prix. In 2010, Dan David Prize. In 2009, India Plaza Golden Quill Award to the novel Sea of Poppies. Again in the same year, he received Crossword Book Award to Sea of Poppies for the best novel of the year. In 2007, he received Asian American Literary Award to Incendiary Circumstances. Again in the same year, he received one of the prestigious awards given by Indian government called Padma Shri. In 2005, he received Crossword Book Award for his novel The Hungry Tide for the best novel of the year. In 1999, he received the Pushcart Prize. In 1996, the Arthur C. Clarke Award to Calcutta Chromosome. In 1919, he received Sahitya Academy Annual Award to The Shadow Lines. Again in the same year, he received Anand Puraskar to The Shadow Lines. And again in the same year, he received Prix Medicis Étrangère to The Circle of Reason. So these are the awards and honors he received. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you need this video in the form of written material, please go to the website literaturesimply.com.